What is good, boys? I'm back. Apologies for the wait. So as promised, we are finally going to get into my NBL save. Shout out to everybody who commented and liked and watched the video showing how to play in the NBL. So hopefully it works for you guys. I am currently in the save and it looks good to me. So in today's video, we're going to go in and rebuild the worst team in the NBL according to 2K. So I've simulated to the end of the first season. We'll see who wins it all and who is at the bottom of the standings. Now, just quickly, this is going to be my only video for this week because tomorrow, Tuesday, the 16th Australian time, I am actually going to the Oz Open, the tennis. Tennis was my first love in sport, so pretty excited to see that. Being half Serbian, Novak is my guy, so hopefully I get to see him, and it should be good. So with all that said, let's hop into the video. Alrighty, so end of the first season here, we have Bryce Cotton taking home MVP, which isn't a surprise. He is the highest rated player in the game. So he averages 25 and 6 on 50, 36, 91 splits. Very good stuff there from Bryce. He also wins Rookie of the Year because a lot of these guys are creative players, so just ignore that. And then we have Trenton Flowers, 6th Man of the Year. Javonte Green as Defensive Player of the Year. As I said, there were some leftover NBA bums in free agency, so obviously the Canberra team has picked him up. Just ignore that. And then Ariel Hookporty wins Clutch Player of the Year. Monty Williams, Coach of the Year. So obviously not Monty Williams, but the Sydney Kings. So all NBL first team, you have Bryce obviously at a 94, Tyler Cook at a 91. And I did forget to put John Wall on Southeast Melbourne, so I forget who he's playing for, but he did sign as well. Will McDowell-White. Gak is there as well. And then you have Justin Robinson. Obviously, Javonte Green here at a 72 overall with an injury. That's hilarious on All-NBA second team. Tyler Harvey, who is also 90 overall. Jack McVeigh, Milton Doyle, Isaac Humphries. And then on third team, you have DJ Hogg, Delhi, Jalen Adams. So 2 Sydney Kings there. That's pretty exciting. Sobey and Ben. Defensive first team, you have Joe Luala-Chula. I'm surprised he didn't win Depoy. I mean, he averaged almost 2 blocks a game. That's, I mean, pretty good stuff there. That's actually kind of accurate stat line for him. So I do give myself a bit of credit for making his player pretty good in terms of realism, at least. Keanu's there. And then Kemba Walker on all defensive first team. Never thought I'd be saying that, especially not in 2024. Then you have Will McDowell-White, Denzel Valentine. He's up to an 87. Tyler Cook, Gary Clark here on the Hawks, and Isaac Humphries. So you can see the playoff bracket is also updated to be smaller. So let's go ahead and sim. I wonder if it's less games. Also it is, so that's nice and realistic. So obviously we don't have this, but Tyler Harvey would be the West and Milton Doyle would be the East MVP. So we have Illawarra versus Tasmania in the finals. That's pretty cool. And we'll see who wins the finals sim round. And it's going to be Illawarra, so the team I actually support, which is really cool. And Tyler Harvey is your finals MVP. Let's go. I did enjoy watching him when I got a chance to see them play live. Before we go any further, let's see who we will be rebuilding. The Kings were the 1 seed. I mean, that's not too much of a surprise, right? They have a 90 overall, 86, 82, DJ Hogg at an 85, Hunter. Yeah, they're a very good team, regular season-wise at least. And the Hawks were actually the 4 seed, but they were 15 and 7, so it's pretty tight towards the top of the standings here. Going down here, obviously I won't be including the expansion teams because obviously, I mean, this is all just roster fillers, and I think an injured Javonte Green, and then this is just all 40 overalls and Kemba Walker. So we'll let those teams sort of work out their own thing. They can sign people from free agency. But for us, surprisingly, it is Southeast Melbourne. That kind of shocks me a little bit. I thought they'd be better than this, but I guess not. So, I mean, that's fine. This is the team that I created the most players for. So there's Gary Brown, there's Abdul Nader. We have some roster fill guys. I did also create one more player who is in free agency, that of course being Will Cummings. So this should be interesting. So interestingly, obviously the Oz Open is in Melbourne, and that is where I'll be going to watch it. And that is the team we are rebuilding. You can see Melbourne United actually went to the conference finals there, but we are rocking with the other Melbourne team. And what's interesting is that Nick Kyrgios, one of my favorite tennis players, is one of the owners of this team along with John Wall. So maybe that's a play. Maybe we go and try and sign John Wall. Maybe I see if someone's created Nick Kyrgios and we sign him as well, and then just have a Nick Kyrgios and John Wall big 2. That'd be pretty funny. Big 3, I guess, with Tyler Cook. So we'll see what we can do. I mean, I don't think this team is terrible. You can see we do have a couple of 90s and 86 and 82. So, I mean, let's see what we can do. We can definitely upgrade that point guard spot. So we could try and get John Wall. I think he should be a free agent. So let's get into the off season. And so this is where it's going to get interesting. All the roster filler guys are going to retire here because they are super old and 40 overall. So we'll see what happens there. I'm assuming we'll just see these teams pick up a lot of guys in the draft or free agency. All right, so we are here in the draft lottery. I guess only 4 lottery teams, that makes sense. And we do have the third odds. We are tied. So we go to 2, which is better than I expected. Only 12 picks, obviously. So we'll definitely take that. Now, I did try to find Curios, but no one's created a Curios player model yet. So if you guys wanted me to do that, let me know. So for this first draft, the fake player draft that was in depth, you know, not the real players, but someone's put a lot of effort into creating those face scans. And then afterwards, I think I will just use the standard NBA drafts just so we can pretend those guys decided to come play in the NBL instead. And then obviously we are improvising a little bit because trades and such don't work exactly the same way here in the NBL. Jimmy Vega here, a 6'7" point guard shooting guard combination. He's basically going to be Jerry West, so that's kind of a no-brainer. This guy can be David Thompson or Darrell Griffith. I'm going to go with the no-brainer pick and take Jimmy Vega here. We'll go ahead and sim to our second round pick here. I don't know if this is on purpose, but Rico Vega, I'm not sure if that's his brother, so he could be James Harden or Pete Maravich. I mean, we could take him just for, the nepotism factor, so let's do that. That's a questionable pick. I don't know if it's the right one. So this is a very good draft class. 84 for Julio Cruz to the Rams in Canberra there. He should be able to turn their fortune around. Jimmy is an 82. So if we see his brother, I'm just going to assume it is. He's a 79 overall with 12 badges in the second round, man. We'll take that. 68 badges, yeah. So these players are all already superstars essentially, which is fine. We do need some more talent here in our NBL. But now this will be interesting because essentially everybody is a free agent and people don't tend to sign massive deals or long-term deals here in the NBL. So currently we only have 3 guys under contract. So we do need a small forward and a center, but otherwise we are pretty good. Now, I would love to bring in Joe Luala-Chul to be our defensive-minded center. So, I'll give him the most I can, 30 mil for 3 years. And it looks like he's very loyal, so he's going to go back to the other Melbourne team, which is fine. I would like Mitch Creek as well. I think he would fit in very nicely at our small forward position. We are his #1 offer, so it looks like we can get Mitch Creek. Now, another problem is a lot of these guys are probably going to want a lot of money. There is John Wall. We did talk about that. We can probably trade for him at a later point. Alex Sarr wants 30 million. He is very young, obviously. We get Mitch Creek, bro. Let's go. So that fills in our small forward position. Now, we do still have the cap hold on all of these guys open. I'm going to go ahead and renounce the rights on Frank Jackson, Abdul Nader. Keep it open on Gary Brown. We'll release the roster guy. And Joe Luala-Chul stays with Melbourne. So that is to be expected. Now, I would prefer Alex Sarr to be our new center. He's an 83. He's only 20 years old. So he would definitely get better. We are his #1 offer. Now, obviously, we do have a lot of cap space, so we're just going to have to play around with that. No bird rights, though, which hurts. So we do pick up Alex Sarr and Mitch Creek. Do we have enough money to sign them both? We do. So huge off-season for us. So now we have Jimmy Vega, his brother Rico, Mitch Creek, Tyler Cook, and Alex Sarr as our starting 5. Beautiful. Now we just have to pick up some backups. Let's bring back Ben Ayer. So he wants less money. He's 28 years old. If I can get him for about 17 million on a flat load, I'll do that. And then let's see if we can also pick up Anthony Dermich on a 2-year deal worth about 13 mil. And we do get both of them. Nice. So that bolsters our depth a little bit. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Robert Lowe, I would give a 2-year deal. We'll overpay a little bit just to see if we can get him away from Illawarra. We are his #1 offer. Sweet. So let's see if we get both of those guys. We have to renounce the rights on a ton of these guys here, which makes sense. Then I'll also go ahead and offer Craig Moller a deal to come back. I can only afford a cheap 1-year deal, so he'll probably say no to that. We'll just see what happens here. Right, so instead, last day of free agency here, let's offer Reese Vega deal to come back. He says no. This is the last day of free agency. I think that is how we will rock into this season. We don't have a ton of guys that'll fill the rest out with roster fillers or low overalls. Mitch Creek regresses one after we pay him the bag. That kind of sucks. All right, so we are going to rock a 9-man now. Did sign some NBA lower tier guys, which is actually okay for year 2 because I can see guys like JTA, PJ Dozier, Goran Dragic. I can see them all playing in the NBL. So we're going to start the Vegas as our backcourt. We're going to play the most minutes to Jimmy. He is our #1 guy. going forward. And then we also want Mitch Creek playing about 35, 36 for Cook. Sarr, of course, as well at 30 minutes. We probably want to get him a few more, so we'll drop Rob Lowe there to about 12, so then we can go the rest of those minutes to Sarr, and then that looks pretty good to me. So let's see how we start off this season, and let's hopefully try to win it all. First game here against Illawarra, we lose. Okay, so I mean, they are the defending champions. So we have Dermich off the bench, dropped 21 for us. Alex Sarr, 16 and 1 rebound. That's a little bit concerning. 15 for one of the Vega brothers, and then 12 and 6 for the other one. He didn't shoot the greatest from the field. All right, so I thought this would be cool to look at. We're at the All-Star break, and we can see who the All-Stars are. So Cook and Cotton are your captains. I know even the NBA is not doing that anymore. But we have, let's see, Jimmy Vega is an All-Star. Anthony is an All-Star, so that's 2 All-Stars. We have Mitch Creek, that's 3 All-Stars. Wow. I believe that's it, unless I'm blind. So we have 3 All-Stars. Now, we're not super elite, but we are above 500, which is nice. So then you also have guys like Gary Clark, Sam Froling, Jordan Usher, Dayon's there, Julio Cruz, I think that's that rookie, Trenton Flowers, Tyler Harvey, John Wall's there again, and Matthew Dellavedova. So, I mean, John Wall's not putting up crazy numbers, about 13, 4, and 3. He's shooting very well from 3, though, so that's nice to see. I saw something about Bryce Cotton not wanting to play for the Boomers. I don't know if that's citizenship related or what, but I thought that was quite interesting. So let's see, we are here at the trade deadline. So we are 8 and 6. Yeah, let's just see if there's any upgrades. Maybe I'm trying to target that small forward or one of the wing positions because we didn't get as good as I thought we would. Just realizing I might be dumb. I don't know if I said we brought in Mitch Creek. We brought back Mitch Creek, which makes more sense. So I guess I just lost track of that or got confused. My apologies. But yeah, so we are probably looking for probably a new small forward because Mitch is 6'5". I'd probably move him back to the 2. So let's just see what happens. There's not many good guys available, and just thinking about it, height in the NBL isn't as pressing as the NBA. We do have a lot of, 6-foot shooting guards and that sort of thing. So what I might actually do is just try to target a cheaper 75 plus overall 9th man and just see if that can round out our rotation. And I mean, instead we could sign Kemba Walker, which again, a guy I feel like could actually play in the NBL at some point. So let's just go ahead and add him to round out our bench here. So he's only going to get about 10 minutes a night. So he goes up to a 75, which is nice. Then Rico is 6'7", so we'll go ahead and make him a small forward where he goes up as well. Backup position, a shooting guard. So all right, man, let's see if we can win it all with this roster. And if not, we do have another nice draft coming up. And we'll see what we can get into. We lose to Tasmania, who suck, yikes. We are 10 and 7, so I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, then we just go on a massive losing streak and we end 11 and 11, 500, which I doubt is good enough to even make the playoffs. Bryce goes back-to-back MVPs. Jimmy Vega wins Rookie of the Year. Let's go. We'll take that. The auto-generated in-depth character. And then Julio wins Depoy, so he was the other rookie. So I guess that was a bit of a trade-off there. So Jimmy Vega as a rookie is actually All-NBA first team, so that rookie class is a little bit over the top, but it's fine. So we do actually get 2 All-NBA first team players, and we weren't very good, which is a little bit scary. Canberra has 2 guys on second team, and then we also get Dermich on All-NBL third team, so that's really exciting for us. All defensive first team as well for Jimmy, so yeah, he might have just been the GOAT to pick up. But we did actually make it as the 4 seed, which is pretty exciting. So how did these standings look? Because obviously not a ton of teams. We only just got in. Sydney was right behind us at 10 and 12. The other Sydney team, the New Celtics, not very close at all, so we don't have to worry about that. Tasmania with the same record. And over here, we actually have, just ignore the fact that there is 2 Melbourne teams in different conferences, but we have the same record, so that's pretty interesting. In terms of statistics, Jimmy led us in scoring, so I think the scoring sliders must be turned down to make it realistic to the NBL. Be cool to see more guys averaging 20 though. Tyler Cook with 13 for Dermich. Mitch Creek with 13 as well, so a bunch of guys at 13. The other Rico Vega, the other brother, with 11 points, 4 assists. So round 1, we are playing New Zealand, who currently have Will McDowell-White, Isaac White, Anthony Lamb, Alex Tui, who I really wanted as well, and Adrian Pagnotti. So let's see who wins game 1. They do. Okay, so we lose 98 to 89. Mitch Creek with 22. Game 2, we should probably simcast. So we are here in Melbourne. Let's see if we can get the dub. Very low scoring, and then we just blow it there in the second. and we tie it back up. So hopefully, also keeping in mind we are on 10-minute quarters, we get destroyed there, and then that is it. So we lose there in round 1, unfortunately. New Zealand goes to the finals to play Perth, and I'm assuming Perth wins this one. No, New Zealand. So I guess we lost to the eventual champions. I mean, we'll take some sort of piece in that. And I think I will just go Stefan Castle here, and then we will go ahead and make him or Jimmy our shooting guard. And then Donovan Clingan, I think, might be the pick here, or a Daymara. So he's got a Patrick Ewing ceiling, Wayne Embry. I mean, Donovan's player name there, you can see his glass cleaning interior threat. That sounds to me like what we need. So let's get out of here. And then, of course, I forgot this Alex Sarr as well as in this draft class. So I think as bad as it is for Tasmania, I'm going to have to drop him to a 40 overall because we don't want to double up. There's Isaiah Collier. You can see everyone else here. Stefan's a 77 and Klingen's a 73. We'll pick both of them up. We'll bring back Rico. Tyler Cook is a free agent, so I mean, we obviously want to bring him back. He hasn't been anything crazy. I mean, good efficiency, not scoring a lot. Do we even have enough to bring him back? We don't, because of the way the bird rights work. So we are unfortunately going to lose Tyler Cook. I mean, to replace him, it does suck, but we will try to pick up Zylan Cheatham. We can't afford him for whatever reason. So we'll go ahead and get him. And actually what we might do, so we don't have to worry about too much depth being lost, we're going to make Alex Sarr our power forward, where he stays the same. And then that lets us play Donovan next to him for that extra rebounding. He will start over Rob Lowe. I mean, I wouldn't mind Majok Deng as well. Let's go ahead and get him with our mid-level. I'll give him 4-5 for 2 years. We get him too. Nice. So end of an era, unfortunately. Tyler Cook, you will not be back with Melbourne, at least this team in Melbourne. So let's see if anyone signs him. Tyler Cook actually goes to Adelaide. So that is his next chapter. Interesting stuff there. So we have Jimmy up to an 88. Alexander Sarr is, or just Alex Sarr, I guess, is up to an 86. 85 for the other Vega. Mitch Creek goes down 3. Damn, so I definitely picked the wrong guy. But that's fine. We can always trade him if we feel like we need to. And then we still have Dermich. We still have all these other guys. So I think we look pretty good, man. Let's see how we are this season. But to start the year, we'll do something like this. The Vega brother backcourt. Mitch Creek at the 3. Alex Sarr at the 4. Donovan at the 5 to see how we go at the start of the season here. Dermich, Aya, Cheatham, Cassell, and Lowe. And then Majok Denning in case of an injury or if someone's not playing well. So we do have a couple of bigs for our big man rotation, which is good because if Rob Lowe's terrible, I'm going to swap him out immediately. Next game against Canberra here. They are 1-0 to start the season. Let's see if we can beat them. We don't. So we might actually be worse. I mean, we did lose a 90 overall, but I thought overall we had some pretty good additions. Let's see game 3. So this might honestly be a tank here, but we blow out Illawarra, who were champions just a couple of seasons ago. So Daeun's there now. Huang Jong Lee's still there. He had a bad night. Okay. I don't know what to think. We're 1-2. Perth is a very good team. So, I mean, I'm going to get it moving, and I think we might unfortunately need to look at trading Mitch Creek. All right, so pretty good turnaround here. The good thing about the NBL having so few games is the sim speed is super quick. 2K, please fix that for my standard rebuilds. So we are 5-2. We beat Sydney, which is awesome because they are tied there for the second seed. Adelaide has technically one more win, but have a lot more losses. So it looks like it's us and Sydney, which is interesting because if we hold the tiebreaker, the Kings that is, not the Celtics, but if we hold the tiebreaker, we're looking pretty good as long as we don't fall back. So I'm going to keep it moving and I'll let you know where we end up. All right, so we finished 12-10 and Jimmy Vega wins MVP. Let's freaking go. 17, 6, and 8 on 50, almost 40, 83 splits. His scoring went up a little bit. So we were right there for the 1 seed, but we lost the last game of the season, unfortunately. Brisbane's really good. They have 15 wins. So here is NBL first team, second team, and third team. Jimmy's also a defensive player of the year candidate. He's a demigod with 70 badges. So that might be the last time I use that class. But I think it's fine because everybody has some really good players. And his brother on defensive second team as well. That's really cool. We saw Jimmy's stats. His brother with about 10, 4, and 5, 48 from 3. He's a good 3 and D 2 guard. Mitch, 12, 4. I definitely picked the wrong guy. I mean, he did hit 56, 50, 100. So he's efficient. But I think I would have rather have kept Tyler. So 12 and 5. So his rebounding's up slightly. I mean, not really. 4.8. Donovan, what did you do? 4.5 per 36, about 6.5. Got his field goal percentage up. For the playoffs, we might honestly have to start Sar at the 5 and then bring Dermich into the starting lineup. Stephon Castle, our rookie, per 36, 21, 6 and 5. So he might be the best player in the league someday. Let's go ahead and do this now. So we will bring Dermich into the starting lineup. Do we want him, I guess, at the 4? He's 6'6", but again, it's the NBL, so we should be fine. Ben was really good, actually, so we'll keep him as our 6th man. 38 to Jimmy, 33 to Ricky. Jimmy and Ricky, that's what I'm going to go with. And then, I mean, Sar is an 89, so I suppose we should play him a bit more. We'll go 34 minutes to him. So round 1, we have New Zealand again. So Will, Isaac, Tui, so they're pretty much the same team. I guess we just got better. So game 1, we win. Let's go. Ricky and Jimmy, the dynamic brother backcourt, win us game 1. We lose game 2. Jimmy with 22 and 5. Can we just go ahead and make it out of the first round for the first time in this video? It's looking like we have a slight lead here. We're up by 10, up by 14, and up by 10. As long as we don't choke it, we should get out of there. It was closer than I would have liked. Jimmy with a 33, 5 and 8 game to put him away. Super efficient too. Are we going to have Illawarra or Adelaide? It's Illawarra. All right, man. So they have Dayan, they have Jordan Usher, so they have pretty much 3 90s. But I mean, so do we. We have an 88, an 89, a 90. Overall wise, I mean, Jimmy should feast in his matchup, but of course we lose game 1. We actually get blown out. We just not go down 2-0, and we do, which of course results in elimination. So we get 1 round further. It's going to be the Hawks again going against the Bullets, and the Hawks win in 4. Dayan is your finals MVP. All right, with my first round pick, I will take VJ Edgecombe here. And then with our second round pick, I will take Nasir Cunningham. So just a couple of wings to add to the roster. Ian Jackson, Ace Bailey. Cooper Flagg would have been sick. He goes to Sydney. VJ is 77, Nasir is a 68. Pick up the options on Vega and Klingon. So now the scary thing is it doesn't look like we can actually offer Rico a contract he's interested in. Now he's in Salter, but I think that is his best offer. So we might unfortunately just be losing another guy who's really helpful to us. So we'll go ahead and try to bring back Anthony on about 14.5 for 2 years with a team option. We can always trade him. And then Ben, I'd give a 2-year deal worth 17 each year. So let's not renounce the rights on those 2 guys. We'll get them both back, which is good. We should be able to get Rico back on the QO, right? If he doesn't sign. I'm not sure how that's going to work. I don't think he was a first round pick. He might have been a second, but let's see what happens here. And we do get him back. Cool. So his brother's 94, he's 91. Sar's up to an 87, so we have a legitimate big 3. That Mitch Creek contract is going to kill me. It's got 2 years left. I definitely overpaid for him. I guess you got to bring the legend back. We might try to move him actually right now. We're going to try and do this trade here with the Sydney Celtics. Trying to get an upgrade at the center for Mitch Creek. They're going to say no. What if I was to give you a top 3 protected pick next year? They still say no. What about that second? Then instead of Nasir, I'll do VJ, and they agree to that. Okay, so that might have been an overpay, but it definitely gets us a better center and off that contract for Mitch Creek. So sad to see him go. Obviously a legend, but we definitely needed to make some changes. We're not bad, but I think we need to be a little bit better just because so many of those players are insane. And let's also see if we can do this trade here with Perth. I don't want to give up a first, so could we do it differently? They'd give me Oscar. That's not bad. Can I just give up 2 seconds though to get this done? They still really want that first and another second. They'll give me this Oscar guy. I mean, he looks pretty good, so we will take that. Let's just see if they'll do this again. So I'd rather give up him, so sure, why not? Let's do that. And that gives us even more depth. So now we have Jordan Hunter, Alex I. Our starting 5 looks elite. We have a couple of 84s off the bench, an 82 and 80, and a 78 to round it out. So hopefully that's enough to get us a championship. First game after the deadline, we win. And Jimmy with a 35-10, almost triple-double. I'll see you guys in a minute. Let's hope we don't get any injuries and we can finish as the 1 seed. All right, man, nice. This time we go 15 and 6. Jimmy with another MVP, just turning into the GOAT here in the NBL. This Flores guy wins 6-man and Rookie of the Year. Adrian Pugnotti O'Shea Bantham. Jimmy's also clutch player of the year. Taylor Jenkins. So Canberra went 18-4. Yikes. All NBL first team, second team. We get the Vega brothers and third team. Jimmy on all defensive first team as well. So we are the 1 seed. Canberra's the 1 seed on the other side. We have the Sydney Kings in round 1. So Jimmy leads us in scoring. Finally a 20-point per game season. 21, 7 and 9 rounding up for him. 50, 39, 89 splits. He's the GOAT. He's a demigod. That's awesome. And then his brother, also a demigod with less badges. He gives us about 15, 6, 2 steals, a block, 4 rebounds. Stephon Castle's also developed very nicely. Alex Sarr with even less rebounds, but I guess we have Jordan Hunter. Not many rebounders at all in the NBL, except our point guard, I guess, is just a god. So I think next time if we do another NBL rebuild, you guys can choose a team. I don't think we'll use that fantasy draft class. We'll just go straight into the NBA one because it is fun having all these dudes, but it's pretty unrealistic just how good they are immediately. So round 1 against Sydney, did they make any changes? Jalen Adams, O'Shea Bantham, Jalen Galloway, Mitch Lawson, Wade, and Rocco. I don't know how many of these guys are from that fake draft class. We lose game 1. Are you serious? We don't get that many chances, man. I mean, just for this game, let's take the minutes away from Oscar there. And let's just play our top guys all of the minutes. 37 to Sarr. I'm not going to simcast because it's only round 1. We do win that one. Nice. Jimmy with 32 and 12. Can we please get out of round 1? All right, we are here in Melbourne, which is the good news, but we can never seem to get an easy first half. So it's very back and forth here. Hopefully we can hold on. 1-point game in the 4th. Right, 2-point game here with a few minutes to go. And of course they blow it and we're going to lose in round 1. Just kidding. We come back and we hit a buzzer beater. What the heck? I didn't get to see who that was, but we'll freaking take that, man. Going against the 3-seeded New Zealand Breakers here. This has just become a rivalry in itself. We will let 2K normalize those minutes now. So they pretty much have the same team. Let's go ahead and see who wins game 1. We always lose freaking game 1s, man. It's really frustrating. Are we going to go down 2-0? We lose again. We get conference finals MVP even though we lose. That is too many times that we haven't even made the finals, man. So we'll do one more season and hopefully we can win it all. John Wall retires on the Bullets. Right, we'll offer Ricky a multi-year deal to come back because now we have his bird rights. Same with Sarr. Let's just go ahead and lock these guys up. Maybe Clintman we brought over in that deal as well. Hopefully we can get him for a little bit cheaper. See if we can get all 3 of those guys, and we do. Hopefully it lets me sign them all. I would like to bring back Donovan as well. Let's just hope we get these guys back on the QO and we get them both back. Nice. All right, final season we have a 95, a 96, an 88, an 86. So everyone's progressing. That's good. Hopefully we can win it all. If not, I might try to make a trade for a third 90 at the deadline with all those pieces. But we'll see what happens. Also, I think I duplicated the last rookie class, but hopefully it doesn't matter. We are 5-star system proficiency. Let's see, can we finally win the first game of the year? We do. Again, Sydney, 29 from Castle. If he can step up, that'd be huge. We have a lot of games this week, so that means we'll probably go 2 months without playing any. And we start off 4-0. Can we make it 5-0? We'll just go down here to New Zealand. And then depending on what happens there, I will see you guys at the deadline. We win 5-0. All right, I will see you guys in a minute. Let's win it all. All right, we're really good. So I'm only going to make a minor trade here. The bottom of the bench guys, our couple of young players, Daniel Fotu and Gary Brown. They're just slightly higher overalls. We give up a protected pick. It's going to move Bobby for someone else, but he's playing really well. So now we have a solid 10-man rotation. Hopefully we don't need to use it. We are currently 11-4 at the deadline. We are the 1 seed in the entire NBL. So let's finally win it all. Right, I just swapped out our coach for a slightly better one. Danny Reynolds is your MVP. BJ Edgecombe, who we traded away, wins most improved, averaging 15. And we finally get coach of the year going 16-6 and executive of the year. Let's go. We have 2 all-NBL first-team players, and it's the brothers, dude. Let's freaking go. That is awesome. That is so cool, man. This Mikey Bryan dude is scary, though. Sucks that this became less about the real NBL players and more about these fake draft classes. But what can you do? It's all trial and error. Now we know for next time, and we friggin' have New Zealand again, bro. That's ridiculous. So Jimmy with about 21, 7 and 8 on 50, 40, 90 splits. Stephon Castle, who became our starting shooting guard with about 24.5, 4.5, 50, 40, 90 as well. The other brother, 23, 6 and 6.5, 50, 40, 90. Alex Sars up to a 90, 14, 4.5 is ridiculous. He can't hit threes either. He's not that good, man, ever in the sim, which upsets me. 5 rebounds there from our center at least. Bobby off the bench per 36, 13 and 8 on great efficiency. Oscar with about 10, 40 from 3. Daniel 16, 47 from 3. Everyone's just an elite 3-point shooter. And then there's Gary Brown. Donovan didn't play a ton for us this year. But that's okay. So let's go ahead and see round 1. We have New Zealand. Let's just get into it. We know who they have. We finally win a game 1. Alex 2 with 20. It was only a 1-point win as well. Can we please sweep them? We get our first sweep of the video. Let's freaking go, dude. We blow them out in that game. The other Vega brother with 36, so they're just taking it in turns. And we have Adelaide here in the conference final. But they have 295s and 85. Yeah, so that's the last time I used that class for sure. Game 1, we lose because of course we do, dude. Let's drop it down to an 8-man. I don't want to take any chances. And let's simcast this one. It's going to be hard to win because we are now in Adelaide. First quarter, not so great, but we do manage to bring it back here in the second. And it looks like we have a bit of a lead as long as we don't choke and we blow them out. Let's freaking go. The Vegas, 32 and 28, 11 assists, 10 assists. They were the right choices, man. All right, man, 1 up. I was about to say, let's see if we can beat them. I went to Simcast. I accidentally pressed Sim Game. Thank God we did it. Jimmy is your finals MVP. We are in the finals to take on the Canberra Rams, dude. So, I mean, they have the 99 overall, but I do think we are the better roster at least. So let's see who wins game 1. Goes to them, of course. Game 2, let's simcast here in Melbourne. So we get off to a pretty good start. Hopefully we don't choke this lead. And it's going to look like we are going to tie it up 1-1, which is very good. We blow them out there in game 2. The Vega brothers are insane, bro. This is crazy. All right, 1-1. Let's see if we can tie it up here. We are in Canberra this time. So hopefully we can take it. And it looks like we're off to a pretty good start. And assuming we don't choke this, we should be good. It looks like we're going to get out of there. Cool. So we take a commanding 2-1 lead. The Vega brothers just going crazy, man. And let's just close it out here. And hopefully we can get a bit of footage. It looks like we are off to a very good start and we are going to win the NBL finals. Let's go, man. So we'll hop in here, get a bit of gameplay. Now, as I said, I really do wish we probably hadn't used that fake draft class. So I'll leave it as is for the scenario, but just advice to you guys, if you do decide to do a rebuild here in the NBL, probably consider just changing that to the standard 2024 NBA draft, and we'll get a pick and roll there, but I forgot they have the greatest center of all time who just totally stuffs that shot. We want to see the brothers on the court together. There they are. Number 9 and number 24 seems pretty fitting. So can I please get a screen here, Mr. Centerman, and let's just take that fadeaway 3. We miss it, but we get the putback. We'll take that. I mean, a bucket's a bucket. So NBA Finals, pretend that's an L. And let's get it, man. We're going to win. I just want to see if the celebration looks any different on these courts. Probably not. All right, man. So we won it all. Unfortunately, I forgot to unpause the recording. But the celebration looked pretty much the same, just different courts. It is what it is. It's 2K. Don't know what I expected. We do win it all. The Vega brothers go off, and Jimmy was your finals MVP. You can see here in the finals, him and his brother at the top. That's awesome. But he averaged about 31, 8 and 8 on 58, 41, 90 splits. So, I mean, as I said, man, that was fun. Next time, I'm definitely going to just get rid of that draft class, just use a 24 NBA draft class and go from there, because we want it to be more about the NBL players, and then we can bring in some NBA rookies too. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. As I said, from tomorrow, I'll be at the Oz Open all week, so going to have a lot of fun with that. If you guys have any questions about the NBL scenario, you need help with anything, feel free to let me know. If you have any requests, also feel free to let me know. As I said, the only thing I'd recommend when you start this save is to change to that 2024 NBA draft. Yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.